What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do well.
Of course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I thought we both decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, an OC podcast. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together, we're the Dailies.
This is the podcast where most weeks, my wife Elyse and I go through the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC, episode by episode. This week we are back after our unplanned week off.
It's my fault.
I wasn't going to blame you.
No, I'll take it. It's fine.
Okay,
it's
cool.
my fault.
It's all Elise's fault. Everything's all Elise's fault forever.
Not forever, but this one was mine. I'll take the bullet.
This week on the show, we are covering Season 3, Episode 2, The Shape of Things to Come.
Yeah. Did you like how the shape of things started to come?
I do. I enjoyed The Shape.
Good.
Did you know that The Shape is the name of the character in Halloween? What is eventually Michael Myers? He's
No, I
called
did
The
not.
Shape. The Shape.
I did
because
not.
The
But
Shape.
you want to know why I
What?
wouldn't have known that?
Why?
Because I don't watch the scary movies.
But
like
I've
that.
watched, you and I watched Halloween for an episode of Out of View.
We
Have
did?
you forgotten? Oh my gosh, yes. This is why we canceled that show, because you weren't learning
I
anything.
don't remember. Except we did go back and we realized as of, what was it, last week, that there's so many movies that you have that I haven't seen.
I
And
almost
so many
wanted to
movies
just
that I have seen as my childhood that you haven't seen. Like the Disney original version cartoon of Peter Pan.
Never seen it.
What?
Never seen it.
The Aristocats.
Never seen it.
What?
Yeah, so
I
we
mean, who
almost
are
just
you?
wanted to bring back Out of View. We stopped doing it because we ran out of movies, but it turns out we didn't actually run out of. So
Maybe
this
what
show's
we'll
canceled.
do
What?
is we'll either make those bonus episodes or when we're done with the OC and we're like trying to fill time before we start our next thing, we'll just bring that back.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I mean, that'll be a while, but
We've got how many more episodes? Like 37?
it'll be at least another year.
2022, we're bringing back Out of View.
Yeah, you got to stick around for that.
Yeah, so before we talk about the episode, though, we got to do something else, something we always do.
Yeah.
Something called...
The Rosies and Thornies.
What is that?
It's the part of the podcast, Scott, where you and we look back on the week and we talk about the good, the bad, the Rosies, the Thornies. And we always start with the bad. And Penny is right here and she wants to play. She's got a toy.
Yeah.
And so she just really wants me to throw it. So we're just going to start with your thorn so that I can get this toy right from her mouth.
Okay. My thorn for this week, and actually it's kind of this was supposed to be last week's episode, right? So I had my rose and thorn picked, and I was like, I'm going to change them now because it doesn't work anymore. But you told me.
I said, no,
to
it's
keep
fine.
'em.
You can keep
So
them.
my thorn for this past week, or past 2 weeks, is the election. Not the result of the election. We'll get to that in a sec. But the
Emotional toil.
The emotional toll that the election has taken on me over, like, honestly, the reason why this still works this week is because this stress and emotion has gone into this week as the president has refused to concede, and I'm watching as his political party refuses to call him out on that. But I mean, more specifically, I meant the act of watching and engaging in election in the time of social media and cable news. It's bad, and it's bad for me. And I complained about this on the Doofcast a couple weeks ago, but
Yeah,
it's
so if you really want to hear his rant, go back and listen to that.
I'm not going to repeat the rant. All I'm here to say is that it was bad for me. It was a bad couple of weeks. Things are getting better now on that front. On other fronts, things are getting way worse. But oh gosh, the election. And we'll talk about the election again in a few seconds.
Just a little bit,
Elyse,
yeah.
what is your thorn this week?
So I'm about to admit this, and I know that you know that it's true, but these pregnancy hormones make you really emotional. And coming from someone who's not an emotional person, I really don't like to cry. And I just cry.
I just want to...
Everything makes me sad or upset.
I just want to reiterate that this is you saying it. Now we are recording this. This is you bringing this up and not me.
I know. So I'm bringing it up because I'm irritated at it. I'm irritated that my tear ducts are flowing and I'm not giving them permission. They're just doing it on their own.
So everything I say from this point forward is me just reinforcing
what you
have already said.
You can go ahead.
I'm not taking a stance. I am not making a statement.
No, I understand. You can elaborate on it all you want.
You're a fucking mess. You're all over the place right now.
But at least you agree.
And I love you. I love you so much. And I'm so thankful that you were putting your body through the ringer to make us a child. But holy shit, babe.
Yeah.
What was it that you cried to the other day that I was like, what? It was a commercial or something.
I don't know. I almost cried in The Crown today when that poor stag was just limping around. Oh my God. That was so sad.
Oh, babe.
Wasn't that sad?
Yeah. You're not, I mean, the hormones are making you more, like...
It's just intensified. Like, I would feel sad.
And it's not just sadness.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's anger. It's anger. It's all of them.
It's happiness, too. Because sometimes...
Is it?
Look, I'm trying to throw you a bone here, babe.
Okay. I'll take it, I guess.
Sometimes you'll just look at me, and you'll just, like... I could tell you're just very happy.
Oh,
and you're feeling a very strong feeling of love. And
well, that's good. I'm glad it looks like that.
I guess you don't feel that way. That's just all in my head. So this is good to know. This is very good to know. Thank you, babe.
I'm just
appreciate
kidding.
That.
I'm sure it's real.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, those hormones are not going to quit. They're going to be around for a while.
Only going to get stronger.
Yep.
Are you ready to deal with that?
I don't have a choice, so it's like ready to deal with it, you know? I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
It's fine.
All right.
Okay, Scott, what's your rose?
My rose is the election.
Oh, yeah.
Because my candidate won the election and has won and is the president-elect despite what the current sitting president thinks. So I was very, very happy. I'm tired of talking about the election. I honestly am tired of talking about it.
Okay, well, then you have 30 seconds to wrap this up.
It would be disingenuous of me to talk about what is the best moment of my past couple weeks without talking about the election. But there's one part of the election I want to talk about specifically.
20?
My rose for this week is 4 Seasons Total Landscaping. The funniest fucking thing that has ever happened in the world. So for those of you that don't know,
10.
I'm not talking about the election anymore, but I'm talking about 4 Seasons Total Landscaping. It doesn't count. 4 Seasons Total Landscaping was 5. The place that Rudy Giuliani,
3,
lawyer to the president,
2,
had
1.
I'm gonna keep going.
You gotta be done, Scott.
Had his final press conference in Philadelphia to basically declare that the election was fraudulent, that the Democrats have cheated, and that democracy in the country is dead, is basically what they were saying. But they were supposed to do it. Nobody knows this for sure, but we speculate that it was supposed to happen at the Four Seasons Hotel in the middle of downtown Philadelphia.
They'll never admit to it.
Beautiful, beautiful, expensive hotel that would have made a great place for a press conference. But someone fucked up. And someone just typed 4 Seasons into Google and wrote down the name of a place. And that place was 4 Seasons Total Landscaping. And if you look it up on the map, 4 Seasons Total Landscaping is not close to downtown Philadelphia. It's about 30 minutes out of the way. And
well, you know what? They're just trying to take these COVID precautions seriously now,
babe.
Scott, and get away from the people.
But the press conference was supposed to happen at 11 at 4 Seasons. And then Donald Trump suddenly tweeted, update, press conference happening at 4 Seasons Total Landscaping at 11:30. You know what the distance between the Four Seasons Hotel and 4 Seasons Total Landscaping is? It's about half an hour.
Because they showed up at the wrong spot.
It's so funny. It's like between an adult bookstore. It's like no shade on 4 Seasons Total Landscaping, which I'm sure is an exemplary landscaping business.
You would hope.
But it's in a not great part of town. It's just like they quickly tried to make this garage door, put a bunch of Trump stickers. It's just the most poetic ending to a terrible campaign ever, and it's the funniest damn thing I've ever heard. And that is my rose, because in a moment where I was so stressed out and so concerned about the state of our country and what's going to happen in this election. 4 Seasons Total Landscaping was like God saying,
everyone needs a laugh.
it's going to be okay. Laugh at this bullshit. And maybe it's going to start to be okay again. And that was
I do love that God throws us those little nuggets just to make us, he's got a sense of humor.
4
and it's
Seasons
great.
Total Landscaping Rose of the Year. Rose of 2020. Okay, I'm done. I'm officially from now on never talking about the election of 2020 ever again.
Okay, sounds good. I'll hold you to it.
Yeah. How about you? What is your rose?
Scott, I have 5 more sleeps. 5 more until it's Thanksgiving break.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I love how you count your sleeps.
5 more sleeps. I can do it. It's been an exhausting year. It's been stressful.
You're going to get a whole week off.
I'm going to get a week off, a week from school, and then I know I'm going to come back to hell because everyone's going to go and spend time with their friends and family.
You're going to have so
and
many
there's going to be so many cases, and it's going to be awful. But at least I'm going to get a week of relaxation before then.
Yeah.
So, and during that week, Scott, we're going to have our next doctor's appointment. So we'll check in with the little guy. It'll be a good week.
It will be a good week.
Yeah.
I will be working. I actually get no time off because I haven't worked at my company long enough. So I am
It's okay, though.
I'm taking Thursday off without pay.
If you want to work a little bit on Thursday, that's fine.
we'll
I'll
see
be
how-
working in the morning teaching a class. So if you want to work in the morning and get a little bit, you can.
We'll see how it goes. I think I have to ask permission for that because I think if I charge it, it will count as time and a half since it's a holiday.
So maybe you just work 4 hours then that day because it's time and a half.
I don't know if they'll let me though.
I know,
That's
but
the
if
thing.
they
I have to
will
ask
let you,
permission.
just see if you can do a half a day.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
that's a good
whole
way
thing
to do
about
it.
Thanksgiving is it's all up in the air right now because coronavirus cases are spiking everywhere. There was a thing that like in half of the states in the country, the hospital visits got to their high in this whole thing at the same time, which is exactly what we were trying to prevent with the whole flatten the curve stuff 6 months ago.
Well, I better be able to have a hospital bed in March. Let's just say that.
Oh God, that's just terrifying. It's like when we got pregnant, it was July, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so we're going through pregnancy in the middle of this thing. But the good part is probably by the
time that we're going to have the kid,
this thing is going to be not over,
but
like,
manageable.
Yeah, like managed. And I mean, that's absolutely not the case. And they're saying like there was good news about a
vaccine.
A vaccine, thank you. A vaccine coming soon, but soon is a relative term, and they're saying mass production and mass distribution by April. So that's not March, that's after March. So
Well, and I told you that when I was in a training last week that one of the participants was in the study for Pfizer, and her phase, which she's the second phase, isn't done for another 5 weeks. So
yeah, well, I mean, they're fast tracking it through the FDA, but there's still plenty of safety regulations and stuff that they need to do. And like, I understand it's a bit frustrating, but also I understand they need to make sure this stuff's safe before they.
Yeah, I'd rather it be safe before it's injected to everybody.
Didn't we just watch that Utopia television show about them rushing an antivirus that didn't work? I mean, it was all part of a government plot, which this probably isn't. But
we would hope not.
So I know that's supposed to be your rose, but no, it's gonna be a good week for you. I want you to relax.
I'm just excited. I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna watch some TV.
Word.
Maybe do some bike riding.
I'm really glad we instituted a brand new daily household rule today. I'm very happy about it.
We'll see how long it lasts.
It's gonna last.
That's really the thing.
It's gonna last at least one day, which is success as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So we binge television a lot.
Who would have guessed?
But I decided the new season of The Crown came out today.
Yeah.
And so there's 10 episodes of The Crown waiting out there for us. And I'm like, Elyse, we cannot spend the entire day watching The Crown. So I put a new rule in. We cannot watch more than 2 episodes of a TV show in a single day. so we can switch now. We've watched 2 episodes of The Crown. We can switch to another show and watch. Like, so you could still waste your entire day watching TV, obviously. And of course we're gonna do that. It's a pandemic. What else are we doing? Elyse is throwing toys at my head.
I have something else that I want to say after you're done with this because I forgot about 2 things.
Okay. Well, in conclusion, we only watched 2 episodes of The Crown, and we're not watching any more episodes in The Crown until tomorrow because we've got to space out The Crown because who knows when TV is going to be made again.
I know.
Who knows?
At least This Is Us is back, so you know they're making new shows. But something else that I had thought about last week is putting as my rose, but then I didn't because I got so close to break, is there were 2 new shows that we started that I really liked, and I wanted to talk about them and at least share them with other people so that maybe they can watch them too, but I don't know if you've already talked about them on your other podcasts. But the first one was The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Such a fun show. First of all,
best television show of the year.
You're calling
it's in
it
my
now?
column, yeah.
Okay. So love the actress. She was in Split, was I think where I first saw her.
That's Anna Taylor-Joy is her name, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So a really super interesting character. I'm not very good at chess. Like, not very good as in I've never played and don't ever think I will learn how to play. But it was just a really fun concept, and I loved the time period. It's set in like the entire time period that is my aesthetic of clothing.
The 60s and the 70s.
It's like, I love the 60s and the 70s. The colors, the style, it's just wonderful. The hair is not my favorite, but everything else about it is just wonderful. I love it. So it was a really fun show. We did binge that one. We watched it in like a weekend, but it was really good.
I wish I hadn't.
We can always go back and watch it. And then the other one that we started this weekend and we didn't get to binge it because we were on controlled watching, thank you HBO Max, is The Undoing. It's a mini-series.
Undoing.
Yes, with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant. And it is wonderful.
It is another, like Big Little Liars.
Big Little Lies-esque.
Big Little Lies. Yeah, I mean, not just because it has Nicole Kidman in it and it's on HBO, but also like someone gets murdered.
And then you're trying to figure out who did it throughout the whole thing.
But it's not like a whodunit type. I mean, it is, but its tone is different than like a whodunit type thing.
But it's real good.
Like Nicole Kidman is fantastic and fabulous.
And you know, she looks like she just came out of, what is it, Days of Thunder from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look, I'm not even kidding. Did she age at all?
Well, okay, let's be honest here for a second. She's had work done, like 100%.
Of course.
Like, you can tell her face has been tightened, but she still looks damn
I don't
good.
care.
And Hugh Grant is doing...
You can tell his face has not been tightened.
But he's
having the time of his life. He's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job. Like, I feel like Hugh Grant's late career has just been Hugh Grant having a good time. Mm-hmm. Like, that's Paddington 2. I don't know if you have watched that with me.
I didn't watch either of them, but I was reading trivia, and Nicole Kidman's the villain in Paddington 1, and he's the villain in Paddington 2.
Yeah.
Like, Paddington better not step foot on that set.
But he had a great time in Paddington. He's playing a fun character, and he's doing it again here too. And I don't know, I only barely heard about this show, and it really snuck up on me, and I'm loving it. So
yeah, and we were like, what are we going to watch? And then I saw it on the thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, we got to watch this. And then we were hooked.
Yeah, and episode 4 comes out tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
By the time you're listening to it, it'll be out. And there's only 6 episodes, you said. So this bad boy's almost done. Mm-hmm. That's what I like.
Series.
That's what I like.
Yep.
I like these short TV shows.
Donald Sutherland is in it. He's wonderful
Love
too.
Donald Sutherland.
So great.
We just talked about his son in on Other Levels of the Tower episode.
Oh.
Good old Keefs.
Yeah.
What kind of name is Kiefer? Did you know Kiefer Sutherland's name
Let's
is
name
not...
our kid Kiefer.
Did you know Kiefer Sutherland's name is not Kiefer Sutherland? He has like 7 names. He's got like a bunch of names. Yeah, here we go. Kiefer William Frederick Dempsey George Rufus Sutherland is his name.
Why would they do that to him?
Because Donald Sutherland is awesome.
He's got a really cool signature.
And his mom, Shirley Douglas. Did you know that?
I don't know if I did. No. I think Ghost did, she said.
The dogs,
they're just like...
I swear to God, they wait until we're recording, and then they're like, we're going to make noise now.
Okay, Scott, we're going to go ahead and talk about the shape of things to come.
Okay, what is this episode?
It is like what you said, second episode in the third season of The OC. It was written by J.J. Philbin and directed by Tony Warmby. It aired on September 15th, 2005.
One fun thing about doing podcasts like this is you get to know the writers and directors a lot, because I never would have remembered these names if not for doing this part of the show. And so now these are people that I all recognize now. J.J. Philbin, executive producer.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I was yelling at the dogs silently because they're making noise.
It's all about those owl eyes, Scott.
It didn't work.
Did you do the owl eyes?
Do it. Literally, when we sat down to record, they were both sleeping. And then the second we start recording... You're riling them up when you toss the toys.
I'm trying to get them out of the room.
Okay.
It worked. Yes. Please give me the episode overview.
Social Chair Summer tries to plan this year's carnival, but is having much difficulty due to a little pest named Taylor. Sandy is surprised to find Kirsten has been released from rehab, but instead of informing him, she has been living with another woman named Charlotte, who she met in rehab.
Did you write this or did you take it? Because I was about to say, if you did, Scott, we gotta talk.
I did not write this.
Okay, good.
Julie and Sandy meet with the dean and Dr. Kim to discuss Ryan and Marissa's future at Harbor High. Later, Ryan and Marissa partake in a similar meeting. Elsewhere, Jimmy meets a man and feels more than open to discuss his money problems with him. This is from the wiki.
Why is this? Oh my God.
This is from the terrible wiki. Do you remember?
Yeah.
All that is partially true. Summer is not social chair. Jimmy is not discussing his money problems with the man. He owes this man money because Jimmy is once again bankrupt and he's blown money again. Kirsten is not living with another woman, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I didn't know why you threw it for them. That's called fetch. Did she just jump up on it? I'm sorry, this is making terrible audio, but...
I put the toy on the table or on the desk in order to have her stop, and then she jumped up on my lap and took the toy and then left.
Okay, so Elyse, tell me what you thought about episode 2, The Shape of Things to Come.
So, I mean, there are things that I like about episode 2. There are things that I don't like about episode 2 because as...
I would hope so, because that's the whole premise of our show.
Yeah. If you've been listening for a long time, you know my frustration with the Ryan and Marissa relationship and the whole savior complex that Ryan has, and Marissa, just her whole I'm a tornado and going to destroy everything sort of thing. And
I'm sorry. I know you meant that seriously, but all I can imagine is Marissa just saying, I'm a tornado.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I don't like her. And I will say season 3 does some very interesting things, and I like the direction that it ends up going. Mm-hmm. But just like season 2, it took a while to get there. But then once it did, it was good.
Okay.
And so this is I'm waiting. I'm not unhappy because at least the characters that have been introduced, well, they're not as frustrating to me as the characters that were introduced in season 2.
So we've got,
I don't like all of them, but I'm not as polarized.
Well, it's interesting. We've got 3 new characters introduced in this episode, and they are all antagonists.
Yes.
We have, Charlotte was technically introduced in the last episode, but her antagonist nature was revealed in this episode. Kirsten's new friend, Charlotte. Mm-hmm. We have Taylor Townsend, antagonist to our high schoolers. Mm-hmm. And then we have the dean, whose name I can't even remember because I don't give a shit about him. But the dean of discipline is a new character introduced to discipline Marissa and Ryan for being involved
just the
in the
whole
shooting.
School, but they're
Yes, but I don't think this was a role the school had. I think they brought on.
It was not. It was something that they did to
punish Marissa and Ryan.
Well, to make the parents okay with the fact that they were going to do something and maybe not immediately expel both of them, but they were going to have a process in place, which is, I mean, that's good. That's what should have been done. But, the person that should be able to do that is the principal of the school.
Right.
So I don't understand why she's just giving that authority.
Well, and this guy is so obviously a villain, right? He has something against Ryan and Marissa from the start. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but I'm with you. Obviously the shape of things to come is basically them declaring that this is the episode that kind of sets the stage for what this season is going to be. And what I like about it is they're kind of like explicitly doing things they've already done, but doing them to make a statement about what the season is going to be. Like there's the kickoff carnival again. We've done this the first season. We have Marissa and Ryan riding on the Ferris wheel again, which is the exact thing we did in the first season. Like we have all these beats and moments, and we have Ryan in trouble with the school again. Like we're having all these beats that we've done before, but I think we're making an explicit statement now that's like, okay, it's not just going to go back to normal and everyone be happy. By the end of this episode, Ryan has punched the dean of discipline in the face, which is both something that first season Ryan did all the time, but also the consequence of that is now he's kicked out of school. And like, you gotta stop throwing it for her. It's just gonna make her bring it back to you.
But when I put it on the table,
so just put it on the ground and then we'll be done. We'll be done. Penny, we're done with the fetch.
I don't have it anymore, Penny.
We're done with the fetch.
She's like, last time I got it when I was up here.
She can't find it.
Go over there. Go on.
Anyway, so Ryan is kicked out of school now too, and I don't think there's going to be like a neat next episode fix for this thing where it's just like, okay, now we're going to go back to school.
But wait until you figure out what the fix is.
That's going to be stupid. But like, I think this makes a statement. Like, I think near the beginning of the episode, Summer is talking about how this is their lasts, right? They're seniors now. Every moment during this year is going to be their last. It's their last kickoff carnival. Their last time they're going to get pancake breakfast the morning before registration.
Wow. It's the last time we'll ever order pancakes before registration.
That's a sad thing to you?
Yeah, it is sad. Everything we do this year is for the last time. It's like a farewell tour.
Actually, after the summer we've had, that doesn't sound so terrible. If we can make it through this year.
Yeah, if we can get through graduation.
With no major traumas.
Then I'll be happy.
No, you guys, that is unacceptable. Look, I know that our summer sucked.
To say the least.
But we made it through it. No one is in juvie or in a jumpsuit.
I think Marissa would have worn one well. I do. Though it's the right cut on you.
Point is, the four of us are together, and it's our senior year. So, it's our last time to make everything all time.
Summer wants things to go back to normal. She wants to have a normal high schooler senior year. And basically what this episode does is it declares that's not going to happen. First of all, you're on a drama television show. Nothing ever can be normal because then no one would want to watch it anymore. But that's what the episode is about. That's the shape of things to come is a new shape. It's a different shape. It's not Michael Myers anymore. It's Freddy Krueger.
Way to get that.
All right, so let's move into our best and least best parts of the episode, our rosies and thornies of the episode. Elyse,
okay.
You start and tell me
I'm going to start with my thorny, and you already touched on this character. I think it was last time that we had an episode.
Yeah, I immediately was mistrustful of her.
I just don't really like creepy Charlotte this episode. I remember what happens with her character. I did think it was interesting, but I just really did not like how this episode, it was her driving that wedge between Kirsten and Sandy. When Kirsten was ready to go home, she was excited about going home. And then Charlotte comes in and she's being super manipulative and gets Kirsten to go to this house to stay with her. And then not only does she just get her to stay with her, then she says, oh, I'm about to relapse, and gets Kirsten to commit to not leaving until she feels comfortable. And it's just like, Kirsten, I understand that you want to help and you're trying to use what you've learned to not just benefit yourself, but benefit others, which is great. But you can't put yourself in a place of being the replacement for someone who is an addict. And I feel like that is what is happening in this episode, is she's setting herself up for that. It's sad.
It's hard to blame her though, because she's being manipulated. Like, we have that moment at the end of the episode where Charlotte is weeping out by the lake and Marissa comes and talks to her. This is what it's going to be like to have a baby. This is what recording time is going to be. It's going to be, the baby's going to be crying. There's no way we're going to get 45 minutes to ourselves to record these episodes. So this is good practice for us.
Okay. I did. I just took the toy and I set it down, but she's putting it back up here.
Hopefully she'll get bored eventually. So yeah, I mean, like you have Charlotte is crying, and then she brings out the thing of alcohol and says, "I'm so tempted. You have to help me. You're gonna leave soon, and then I won't have anyone."
Charlotte, what's wrong?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No. I was up. What's the matter?
I haven't been totally honest with you. There's something I need to tell you. I haven't yet, but I might.
It's okay.
What am I gonna do when you're gone? I can't do this without you.
And then as Kirsten walks away, Charlotte pulls out the flask
and she gives Kirsten the bottle, which then is another thing to where
I hope Kirsten was going to go right up to the kitchen sink and pour that out, but
I would have tossed it in the lake.
We don't get to see that part. So yeah, I mean, now we know there's a bottle of alcohol in, and we know like here's the thing I don't understand about this yet. I don't understand Charlotte's motive here, because obviously the motive that she gave Kirsten is that she needs help because she's going to relapse and she needs support. That's a lie, because she's already relapsed. She's chugging out of her flask. So, I mean, that's my big thing. What is her motive? Why is she manipulating everyone in this way? What is it about Kirsten that she wants to manipulate and control? We don't know that yet. And that's what's intriguing to me.
You'll find out.
I'm sure we will. So while I agree with you, it is annoying. And like you feel Sandy's heartbreak a little bit. You feel for Sandy. Sandy needs her home.
But Sandy got manipulated too by Charlotte whenever he came.
He did.
And so, I mean, she's
good at what she does.
She's expert at doing that, isn't she?
Yeah. So we'll find out. But I agree with you. It is a little bummer to see Kirsten. Like she did such a good job at rehab, and it's going to fail. And I mean, because of this woman that's been thrown in her way.
Well, Scott, she annoyed me. What annoyed you?
Fucking Ryan Atwood. His damn fists of fury. He can't... I think you're right that the Ryan and Marissa dynamic throughout the show has been he feels this constant need to protect her. And I actually liked that this episode drew that out. They had a fight about that because Ryan and Marissa have not talking. They have not been dealing about the whole Trey situation. This episode makes that clear. Seth is like, I think he says something to the effect of like, Summer and I fought about a comic book for a year. Your girlfriend shot your older brother. You need to talk about this. And Ryan's been like, no. They eventually get into an argument. They get into a fight. And Marissa brings that very fact up. You always try to save me.
I don't get it. Why don't you want to fight this?
Because I can't keep doing this, okay? Look, I appreciate everything you've done to help me, but maybe you've done enough.
But what is that supposed to mean?
I don't need you to help me. I don't need you to protect me. I don't now, and I didn't then.
What? Oh, what? So this whole thing is my fault? Look, what happened was between me and Trey. You didn't need to get in the middle of it.
So I was supposed to watch you die? I did what I did. And I'm prepared to face the consequences.
I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to always swoop in and save me. Nobody asked you to do that. And then what happens at the end of the episode? She's at the carnival. The stupid dean of discipline shows up and decides that she needs to leave the carnival because it's a school function and she's been expelled. And Ryan, who was not expelled, sees the dean grab her by her arm.
Which technically he would be getting in trouble for that.
He broke a rule, right? And there's 100 witnesses, and I love how the camera, Mr. Wamby, his camera shots like cut back to the guy grabbing Marissa way too rough by her arm. He's doing something wrong. 100%.
And she says that it hurts.
Yeah. So he's fucked. If all Ryan does is stand there and say, hey, everyone, you see how he's hurting her, then this dude gets fired and you win.
But you know what?
But he can't.
That would be Ryan using words.
Right. And so instead, he grabs the guy.
I have this.
Pulls him off of Marissa and he punches him in the face.
I got this figured out, Scott.
What's up?
Ryan is pregnant.
He's good.
His hormones
are out of control.
They just rage.
Or he's what we call, I don't know, a teenage boy.
Oh, so
Yeah.
teenage boys are just like pregnant women.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
good to know.
Yeah, it's good. Just remember how you feel right now, and then in 13 years, you just put that on your son and be like, calm down, Junior.
Junior. He's not going to be Junior because
but we're not revealing his name yet,
Yeah.
so tough. I actually almost just said it, and I stopped myself.
We're going to call him Trip.
No. Anyway, so Ryan punches this guy in the face, giving him exactly what he wanted, and now Ryan is expelled as well.
Yep.
Because it turns out when you punch the dean of discipline in the face, there are consequences. And I just like I know that's what makes the TV show good, right? I know that this, like, characters making mistakes is what makes TV good. If characters never made mistakes, nothing would ever happen. It'd be boring. But at the same time, I'm just like, God damn it, Ryan. God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
So that's my thorn. That's my thorn.
I get it.
All right, Elyse,
Okay.
what is your rose of the week?
So, another new character that was introduced this week. I will say, Taylor Townsend. Introduced this week.
You see, if I join clubs, I'll have to hang out with girls like that.
Taylor Townsend?
Okay, guys. I spent the whole summer working on your kickoff carnival, so I have tons of great ideas. I mean, I didn't even have a vacation. But you know, someone has to do it, right?
Coop, she's totally stealing your meeting.
Yeah, well, she's been fighting me for social chair since, like, freshman year.
God, nothing I hate more than perky blondes who want to take over the world. Come on.
I remember her, yes, being very annoying, but at least she owns up to what she's supposed to be throughout this series. You know, like, that's the thing is that I don't like. Like, Lindsay, they were trying to get her to be someone who I felt like wasn't true to her character. I don't know. It was just like, it wasn't good. It didn't work. But Taylor, she works. And I love it. And I'm here for it. And I will get annoyed with her later. So everyone can just bring up the fact that at one point she was my rose, and that's fine. But I just really enjoyed her in this because it was total Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon swooping in to take over social chair and stir the pot with everything. And then Summer had her little battle with her, and that was fun to see. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it this season. And I'm enjoying seeing Taylor again.
I like that Summer's dynamic with her, this contentious dynamic. I think that works really well. And it's a thing that Summer gets to do that has nothing to do with Seth, which is wonderful because every conflict Summer's gotten herself in throughout basically all of last season centered around her relationship with Seth. And this is more towards her relationship with her best friend. And I liked that a lot.
But Seth did come in and try to help with the
Seth
carnival.
was supportive. Yeah, but it had nothing to do with him. Her conflict had nothing to do with him, and that's nice.
Did you like Taylor?
I like Taylor. I mean, you're absolutely right that she embraces what she is, which is the villain, the stuck-up, know-it-all villain. The interesting thing about Taylor, though,
What?
she's right. So she goes on this long rant about how Marissa was always skipping school and was not doing anything, and who was left to do all the social chair planning? It was me, Taylor Townsend, and it's my turn to be in charge. And Marissa can't accept that, Marissa can't accept it, but Summer can't accept that because she wants everything to go back the way it was. And she learns by the end of this episode that that's impossible. And so I like that obviously Taylor Townsend's the villain. Obviously she's going to be there to cause conflict with our characters throughout the season. But in this episode, she's not wrong in everything.
No.
Now she snitches on them, and so she deserves a shanking. But but she's not wrong about Marissa, and neither actually was the dean. When the dean and Marissa have that conversation, and the dean's like, "Well, let's see. You overdosed in Tijuana. You skipped school a lot. You shoplifted. You got wasted and have drinking problems, and then you shot a kid. It seems like you're a troubled child."
Yeah.
And he's right too.
He is.
And maybe the best thing from Marissa is that she doesn't go to the school anymore. She gets away from the people in the school that are causing her all these troubles and goes somewhere else. But now Ryan's expelled too, so the object of her trouble is following her to public school, which will be delightful. Maybe.
yes,
I
it
actually
will,
don't know
won't
if that's
it?
happening, but
Okay.
No, Taylor Townsend is great.
I'm glad that you're enjoying her right now.
I knew there was going to be a new female character in the high school. That like I kept thinking it was her sister, and I think her sister might make an appearance still.
Yeah.
But I was surprised, and the actress who plays her, I forget what her name is, but she's fun. She just does a very good job. You know, I haven't seen very much of Gilmore Girls, but she reminds me of the girl from Gilmore Girls, Paris.
Yeah.
Yes, she's the same.
I can see that
archetype of character that one is, and I enjoy that archetype. They serve as a really good antagonist.
They
for
do
our characters. So yeah,
okay,
I'm
Scott,
into her.
We're up to your rose,
baby.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah,
I've been looking for an excuse to hate Jimmy Cooper for so long.
I think we had excuses to hate Jimmy Cooper, right?
Looking for an excuse to hate Jimmy Cooper for so long. But now
you have a better one.
Yeah, he's like just the bad guy now. Like not even in a sympathetic way.
He's a sleaze.
So the reveal in this episode is the reason that Jimmy Cooper is back is because he's gotten in financial difficulty again. We don't know exactly what happened. He made some bad investments again.
Jimmy. Another scotch on the rocks for my friend.
Oh, friend. That's a good sign.
You know I like you, Jimmy. Even though you test my patience.
Here you go, sir. Thank you. Soon. You will have the money soon.
I think you said that 2 months ago.
Oh, will's gonna be read any day now. You gotta believe me.
I believed you before when you said you were gonna sell me a boat, but you pissed away my deposit on some crazy stock venture.
We have to relive this.
Point is, I'm nice. But I'm not as nice as I look.
And his boat isn't his anymore. His boat is owned by the bank. And he owes this other sleazy-looking dude a bunch of money. And now he borrowed an additional $100,000 from that sleazy-looking dude to give to his wife. But he's just the bad guy now. And in retrospect, I see how they set this up last week. They were Sandy asked Jimmy, "What are you doing in town? Caleb dies and suddenly you show up?" And you know what he's doing in town, babe? Caleb died. And he's
coming to collect.
And he proposes to Julie Cooper
using
in
his
this
same
episode.
ring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Scott. If you were ever going to re-propose to me just because you want to like renew something for us, new ring.
What if I was broke and just marrying you so I could get my share of the inheritance that you're about to get?
Then new ring. But I really like the one that you gave me. So, I mean, you're going to have to do some serious thought to try and figure out what I would like more.
Well, let's hope that we never need to do that.
I don't think you will ever need to. You don't. So, some people, they need an upgrade during their marriage. I don't think you need to upgrade mine.
Mm-mm. If anything, we need to downgrade. We pawn it off and maybe get something a little cheaper. You want all this new stuff in the house, baby. We got a lot of money sitting there on your finger. I'm just kidding. Never do that.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
So basically Jimmy Cooper is just a bad guy now. Like, he is literally just marrying Julie to get her money, which is it is a good flip because Julie married him to get his money. And I'm sure that's how he's justifying it. He's like, this is what Julie Cooper has done her entire life. She married me for my money. She married Caleb for his money. And so now I'm just paying her back. But he's a scumbag. He's an absolute
he's
scumbag.
Awful.
And because he doesn't care how this is going to affect his kids, which of course it is. He's just, Jimmy fucking Cooper. I'm so glad he's just a bad guy
Hawaii.
now. This because he's a bad guy, it means he's not going to be sticking around for too long, hopefully.
Okay.
Fucking Jimmy Cooper.
All right, Scott. It's time.
Do the song.
Tell me about the style in the OC. Yeah. Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style in the OC, yeah.
All right. So first up, we have our new character, Taylor Townsend. She wears polos with sweaters tied around her neck because of course she does, because she's the preppy, stuck-up chick. She actually, throughout this episode, has 2 different outfits that are absolutely identical, that are just a light-colored polo with a pastel sweater tied over her neck.
Yep.
Like that, it's the same outfit.
And pearls.
And she wears the pearls. And she's got her hair, like, just very conservative, like, nothing crazy with it. Just, it's perfect. It fits her perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep.
Wonder if someone's going to bring her to the dark side. Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
So her outfit's great. It does what it needs to do, and it's perfect.
Yep.
Next we have Summer, who Summer's a senior now.
She is a senior
She's
now.
dressing a little bit more adulty here.
She is.
What type of dress is this? Describe this dress, please.
I forget what the exact style of the top is, but it's one of those like stretchy tops that's very form-fitting, and then it has just the fabric attached to it. It's an A-line cut, and she has the sleeves that are actually probably designed to be either off the shoulder or up, but she has them on her shoulders now. I also think that this is a dress that probably didn't fit her very good.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because she kept messing with it as she was coming in. Like she was pulling on her wardrobe.
Now,
quite
is that
a lot.
an acting choice, or is that just an actor uncomfortable in their clothes?
I'm sure that with this style of clothing, it was probably not comfortable in those clothes.
Okay.
Because you have to, like, it has to hang one particular place or else it doesn't work. And she's super tiny, so it was probably just hard to fit her with that style
This is a
of
dress that I think meets dress code, though. Because
Yeah,
the
no, it
spaghetti
does.
straps don't. And if it was off her shoulders,
Yeah.
they wouldn't let her wear
Right.
it. But
Right.
this actually is something a high schooler could wear to
Yeah.
school. And she's rocking the cowboy boots with it, which I don't normally like that look. I don't know if they're cowboy boots, but she's definitely wearing boots. You can see.
Well, yeah, she always wears them boots.
That's the thing is, like, I feel like they've gotten the character styles down more and more as the show is going on more. And this feels very Summer while also feeling like an evolution of Summer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I picked up on it. I liked it. I liked it.
I did too.
She's got this little red clutch she's holding with it.
Mm-hmm.
She's just clutching it. That's how you know it's a clutch.
Yeah.
She's just clutching
Because
it.
there's no strap.
Yeah. It's clutch. We have our new dean of discipline here who, like Taylor Townsend,
Frat boy prep.
is dressed preppy. He's wearing a light blue, a baby blue vest over a baby blue tie. I mean, it's not a bad look. It's just is very preppy. It's very, very, very preppy frat boy. And that's exactly the kind of
He's got
character
that
he is.
frat boy swoop in his hair.
He does. He's got the blonde frat boy swoopy hair. He sucks. He sucks. But the you hate him because of the way he's dressed. I think that's like, unless you're like super into frat boy prep, which you folks out there might be. I don't know. I'm not. Even when I was in a frat, I never
not.
dressed like that.
Someone asked how we're going to dress our little kid, and nope, not preppy.
No.
Urban.
Well, but here's the thing, though. There's a way of doing a vest like this that doesn't look preppy.
That's true.
Like, I think a vest on our son would be hilarious, and like a little bow tie would be fucking great.
Oh, but it'll actually look cute.
Yeah,
Like
it won't
it's-
look like
yeah.
this. Yeah.
No, I got you. I
Elyse has bought
understand.
so much clothes.
No, I
already.
haven't.
Babe, the guest room is filled from floor to ceiling.
No, you are so
Floor
over exaggerating.
to ceiling.
We have a tiny little corner where we've been putting stuff.
That is filled floor to ceiling.
No, it's not.
Don't be angry with me. You love buying clothes for the boy.
I do. I do love buying the clothes.
Okay, well, there we go. That's all for the style section for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Anything
I'm
else
ready.
that jumped out to you in this
No,
episode?
nothing else that jumped out at me.
Seth's wearing his old standard polos.
Everyone's
stripy
wearing
polo.
super low cut jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
There's another summer outfit that has a jean skirt in it that I think is another classic summer outfit that looks good.
It's good. Okay. You
Cool.
ready for relationship status?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Sandy and Kirsten Cohen. Last week, they were at a 7 out of 10. So Kirsten is ready to come back home, but makes a pit stop before. Sandy goes to meet her, and he tries to convince her to come back home to him and the boys. He is supportive and understands that she needs time, even though he does want her to return home. They might have spent some time apart, but I think overall it was good for them in the long run. So we're going to move him up a point to an 8 out of 10. I think it's fair.
That's fair. I don't know if I would have moved them up myself.
I know. I debated, but then when we rewatched it, he made that whole comment about, I'm here to support you. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's fine. I was like, you know what?
He's being very supportive.
I'll give him a
For
point.
sure.
I'll give him 1.
I think you're right. I think if we had docked them points here, it would have been in anticipation of problems, not of actual problems. In
So
this episode,
I decided to be kind.
yeah, great.
Okay.
Next up, we have Summer and Seth. Last week, we gave them an 8 out of 10. Summer and Seth are powerful when combined forces, and who would have thought this time it would be to plan a carnival. They seem to be on good terms, and we hope that it continues. 8 out of 10. Yeah, I agree with this. Seth is 100% behind Summer, is encouraging her and supporting her and helping her in everything. Like, I feel like Seth in the past years would have like made fun of her for caring about these kind of things.
And not did anything to help.
Or wouldn't have helped. Yeah. And he is just like, this is not a Seth-focused episode. He doesn't have very much to do in this episode at all. He's just kind of playing a supporting role to all the other characters. And I think he slots into that spot very well, especially when it goes to his girlfriend. And sometimes in life, in your relationship, the one person has more going on and they need your support. And then they'll give the support back to you when you have more going on. And
it's that old seesaw teeter-totter.
Yeah. And good for you, Seth. Yep. You're growing, my boy. You're growing.
Good job. You know who's not growing, though, is Ryan and Marissa.
Ruh-roh.
Last week, they were at a 5 out of 10. So Ryan keeps trying to save Marissa. She gets frustrated at him, and then minutes later, they forget about it, and they go to the carnival. They have a romantic moment on the Ferris wheel for old time's sake, and then it's interrupted by the new dean of students, and Ryan comes to her rescue again, even though that's what she got mad at him about, and now they're both expelled. So we're going to bump them down to a 4 out of 10 because we know that they had some tension about Ryan saving Marissa, and then he did it again, and now he's hurt himself. And so I don't think that's going to bode well for them.
No. Yeah, we'll see what happens here, but there's going to be a lot of anger and resentment and disappointment and mess.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me about our last couple.
Last, but certainly not least, or maybe if you think about it, least as well, we have Julie and Jimmy. Last week we gave them a 5 out of 10. Jimmy doesn't really want Julie back. He wants Caleb's/her money back. He pretends to be interested in her again and even proposes with her old wedding ring. Poor Julie is smitten, but that's because she doesn't know. And sometimes ignorance is bliss, and sometimes it means all your money gets stolen. We're going to give him a 4 out of 10. Bump him down a point. I think that's very fair.
Okay.
I still think, and I'm keeping this prediction strong, that the amount of money Caleb actually had left is not that much money. I think that's going to be a big reveal, and
we shall see.
I don't know what Jimmy's going to do when that happens.
Well, I guess that's your prediction for next week, or at least in the weeks to come. And we're going to watch season 3, episode 3, The End of Innocence.
Ooh, that's
next
good.
week.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good title.
It's a good title to do with our high schoolers on the cusp of adulthood, about to enter their final year of school. Perhaps Julie learns about her fiance's evil plan and is no longer innocent of that. Perhaps something is learned a little bit more about the Charlotte and Kirsten situation. And
so many things we could learn.
So many things. So that'll be next week on episode 3, The End of Innocence. But before we go...
Yes, Scott. You want my opinion.
The letters are pouring in. And we only
Reddit,
have time.
not addressed to me.
They're just pouring in. I check the mailbox every day, and there's hundreds of more letters. And I've picked one for you, Elyse. This is our weekly segment called Dear Elyse, in which people with relationship issues reach out to you, the relationship expert, and ask for help with your troubles. So here's this week's letter.
Okay.
Dear Elyse, I just sort of met a guy on a dating app. He is very nice and sweet and shows interest. I gave him my number recently, and he texted me this morning saying, "Hi, is this blank? I'm at work, but I'll look at your playlist ASAP." At 12 afternoon. He hasn't responded since then. I've been single for a while and have this rush excitement feeling inside me, but I'm overthinking that he isn't at work right now. This is not good sentence structure here.
No, it's
anonymous
not.
person. But I'm overthinking that he isn't at work right now because it's almost 7 p.m. And last night he told me he has to wake up super early for work. Or maybe he just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I don't want to double text. I don't know where he works and his hours. It's unnecessary to ask about his work hours. But I texted him saying hi and how he can tell me about his day when he's off. No response since then. How can I calm down? Is he interested? So the classic problem of early relationship texting. Elyse, what do you think?
Well, I don't know how you sort of meet a guy on a dating app. You either meet him on a dating app or you don't meet him on a dating app. But it seems like you met a guy through a dating app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then yes, you move from you're talking through the app to texting, which has its pros, has its cons, but you're at least trying to have that conversation. And he said something in the morning. That's great. He hasn't responded. And so you've tried to text again. If he doesn't respond or respond that next morning, then it's okay. You can just wait a little while, another day if you want. I would not go ham crazy on that because that's just going to throw him off. If you're interested to know if he's really, all there for you, pop back on that app, see when he was last active. That's what I did. I mean, that does let him know that you're on the app too. So you have to think about that. But I mean, hey.
I think
I don't
know if we've told that story before that we did that to each other.
Yeah, we met on a dating app.
Lisa and I met on a dating app. We talked.
We sort of met on a dating app.
The thing that I like about this question and the reason I picked it is because it is very similar to our experience. Where at the beginning of a relationship, you're always playing this game where you don't want to text too much, but you also are using responses to text as a way to gauge if the person is interested in you or not. I was trying very hard to play it cool with you, and you, being the sweet, adorable person you are, decided to randomly text me asking if the Fast and the Furious movies were any good.
Oh, yeah.
As just an excuse to reach out to me.
Yeah, why not?
This is very clever.
Gotta have a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but she also, keep your options open.
Don't overthink it. That's the thing. Like,
you can get on the app.
He's
see
probably
if he's
playing
been
the
on
same
it.
game you're playing, where he doesn't want to seem over eager. Yeah. Like this is why I'm so glad I never have to do this dating bullshit again, because there's so many like games and it sucks. I hate it.
But here's what I would do. Here's honestly what I would do. I wouldn't continue texting him. I would get on the app. I would continue looking through, have conversations with other people. And then if this thing keeps going with this other guy that you texted and you like him and then it takes off, then that's fine. But if not, you haven't wasted your time on this one while you're waiting around, and there's other fish in the sea. Yeah.
There's other eggs in the fish basket, and you don't want to put all your fish in that egg basket with because there's so many fish.
Yep. There's lots of them.
So many fish. Unless you're in a region that has been devastated by overfishing, in which case... Oh, no.
Not a lot of fish. Yep. But anyways, so that's all we have time for this week. If you like this podcast, you can check out all the other podcasts that we do over at doofmedia.com. We've got lots of fun things. And one thing that I do want to mention that you get whenever you donate to our Patreon over at patreon.com/doofmedia is access to bonus content and also access to monthly Doof and Chills, which I'm sure that all of the people that listen to this show are huge OC fans and they just really like the show. And so this next month we are doing a Doof and Chill where we are reading through a fan fiction, right?
It's an OC spec script. So a spec script is where you just write unrequested, you just write a script. It's how you like get work sometimes. You're like, if I am trying to get work, let's say on this as a writer on the set of Star Trek, right? Yeah. Then I will write a Star Trek spec script and just submit it to them as, look, I wrote an episode of Star Trek. Do you like my writing? Yeah. So this is a spec script. I forget who it's by.
Anyways,
but it's a spec script.
Not Tony Warmby, I don't think.
Well,
that'd be fun if it
show.
was. Yeah.
I think it's an episode in which...
well, this was in season 1, so maybe he hadn't been on the show.
I think it's an episode in which Sandy Cohen gets breast cancer is the plot line of the show. We are all going to do it.
Everyone from the Doof Network is going to do different parts.
A table read, basically.
We're going to read it live. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah. And it's actually coming this Saturday at...
9:30?
9:30, Saturday the 21st of November at 9:30 p.m.
So that gives you guys a couple weeks where if you have not donated so that you can get access to that, go ahead and do it because that's going to be super fun.
It's at the $5 level. It is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. We're having some fun with the casting too. I think Elliot showed a strong desire to play Summer.
Okay.
We're gonna have a good time.
It's gonna be fun.
Time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Go ahead and come on, listen.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
Yeah.
But if you are not able to do any monetary donations, but you do like listening to us, we always welcome reviews and ratings. So I think it's through Apple Podcasts. Just head on over there, drop us a rating and review, and we would appreciate it. But otherwise, we hope you all have a great week. Thanks for hanging out with us for an hour.
Yeah.
Hope you can hang out with us for an hour on Saturday.
Sorry about all the dog noises.
It's okay.
We banned them from the room.
It's fine.
They probably just
I hope that they
the couch.
didn't go through anything. Yep. Anyway, so, okay. Bye.
Bye.